What's up, YouTube? It's THammerman12 here, and this is a deck profile of Palemoon, obviously, as you can see. Sweet. This is the new list I have up for Palemoon. I've been playing it. I played 2 tournaments with it. One tournament, one undefeated, and the second tournament I topped 2, lost, came second place. I lost to Duke. The guy got ridiculously lucky. He first game, double crit. I didn't heal. I was kind of pissed. The second game, he went through all 12 triggers. He hit 10 of them and then drew 2 of them. And I just can't do anything. He hit 10 triggers without even going through half of his deck yet. So basically, he had 30 cards in the deck, and yet he hit all those triggers. I can't do anything about that. But yeah, I like this deck. This deck is pretty awesome. Problem is, I feel like it's missing a card or two. And after I show you the cards of the deck, I want to ask you guys for your advice. See what cards should be in here or what cards should not. Let's start off. Standard, Girl Across the Gap. We have 4 Dynamite Juggler crit. 4 draw. This is the best draw trigger in the game right now because it goes back after you attack with it. Another crit, Poison Juggler, and 4 Pokemon Board, 4 heals. Standard. So it's 8 crits, 4 heals, and 4 draws. The draw trigger is the best draw in the game. I love it. It's so good, so good. 4 Perfect Guards, mainly for Crossride, Azel, and Duke, and Enigma Storm. 3 Skull Jugglers. He's actually one of my favorites. I love him just for the fact that he helps with the soul charging so much. He's a 7K. First off, I'm happy that he's a 7K because most Palemoon cards are 6Ks, unfortunately. The 7K helps out my 8K grade 2s, my 9K grade 2s, and the soul charging. It helps me because I want the Alice's, the 10K vanilla grade 2s, or I want Beast Tamer and Soul. This card just helps out so much without a counterblast. It's just free. 3 Turquoise Beast Tamer. She's broken. 9K back row. Also, she could be a 9K front row. She's pretty big. Basically, the engine of the deck makes this card work. I love it. And yeah, pretty standard. 2 Midnight Bunnies. I use this for the Alice and Bunny swap. I actually got it off twice in the last tournament. It's broken. Unfortunately, I don't know if I should keep her or not. She's not. I mean, she puts pressure on my opponents, but not as much as I expected. Not as much as I expect my opponent to let it go. I mean, sometimes I expect them to like overguard, but instead, or just guard. But instead, sometimes they just take it, and it's like, fuck. Why aren't you afraid of me swapping and attacking for 4 damage? It sucks, but what are you gonna do about it? Midnight Bunny, she's great early game. Late game, yeah, because late game you gotta have a full field. It sucks. 1 Purple Trapezist. She's great. Unfortunately, I would recommend playing 1, just for the fact that she's a 6K. Yeah, it sucks. She's a 6K, and she swaps out my Midnight Bunny for other 7K, for another 1K for Turquoise Beast Tamer, or switches out any of my cards that I don't need for cards in my soul. And yeah, so I recommend playing her at 1. She's okay. She's not that bad, but she does help out. And 1 Manticore. I have no space for 8K vanillas, unfortunately. The Manticore is there just for the big beats. Standard. And the engine of the deck, we have 4 Crimson Beast Tamer. She's broken. I love her. You mainly want her in Soul just to get the other card's effect going, and also to get other Beast Tamers at 11K. So with 11K, my combo with her in the rear guards when she's 11K, I usually have her and the draw triggers behind her, so it's a 15K column, making it a 10K shield that my opponent needs to block. Usually they take it, and then I send back my draw trigger, which I love the most. It's so good. And yeah, so mainly you want to ride this card or counterblast or try to put in the soul as soon as possible. I have 3 carry. I had 2 in the beginning. I recently just added a third one. She's great. I love her so much. It definitely puts so much pressure on my opponent on not taking an attack. Basically, counterblast 2 when it hits and draw a card. Broken, so draw outlet, it's plus. 2 10k vanillas. Standard, basically I want to put 1 in the soul so I can swap out for an Alice or for a Midnight Bunny. It's pretty good. Basically a 4th attack 10k. I'm not sure if I want to put a third one. Third one of the 10k or keep the third one for carry. I'll ask you guys about that later. 2 Mirror Demons. He's not that bad. Surprisingly, he's actually been doing work. Like I said, he puts pressure onto my opponent when he hits the magic number for 16 or 15. He puts that pressure on my opponent, and if the attack hits, he'll usually swap out for an Alice, or for a K, or for a Tamer, or a 10k vanilla, which is pretty good. I only play 1 Princess, the Nice Guy. She's good. She's great. Counterblast 1, put a card in the soul. I was playing 2 of her at one point, but in the last tournament, I lost the game because of her, because when I played her, it was just so useless. I mean, sure, I counterblasted and put another card into my soul, which I didn't need. But my soul is already set, in all honesty, because mainly you want to ride the Beast Tamer, or ride a good grade 2, a high level, in order to keep in the soul so you can swap off for later. So that's where Juggler comes in. I love him just for the fact that he could just keep putting in the cards, and he could put cards in the soul, and it just makes it more easier for me. And the draw trigger is actually the same thing. Example, when attack hits, soul charge, so it increases the chances of me having the grade 2 10k grade 2 in the soul, making it more possible. So I had 2 of it, but I took 1 out. This wasn't working for me, unfortunately. And the grade 3s are for Sarah. Yes, I repeat, Sarah. She's good, because she makes the 4th attack happen if I draw strike a grade 3. So technically I have 20 triggers. No, I'm sorry, not 20 triggers. So technically I have 23 triggers, since the grade 3s activate when I draft check. She gets a +3 when she's boosted by a Palemoon, so she's an easy 20k or 21k with all my grid 1s. And she's way better than the Queer. Unfortunately, the Queer Tamer, 3 Counterblast or Limit Break is ridiculous. They shouldn't have done that. If it was 2 Counterblasts, that's perfect. But 3 is way too much, unfortunately. And I played 3 Alice, 10k swap in, swap out. I love her, puts pressure on my opponent, and that's it, basically. The one thing that I'm confused about is my grade 2 lineup. This is fine at 1, this is fine at 2. It's these 2 cards, and also I was considering playing a Peekaboo. I see Peekaboo as a plus card in the early and mid game, but in late game when you have a full field, it sucks. I want to try it, but I just want to hear your guys' opinions first. Should I keep the 3rd carry, or should I make it 2 carry and 3 10k vanillas, or should I make it 2 carry, 2 10k vanillas, and a Peekaboo? That's the question that I need help from the most from you guys. All your advice is appreciated. Like I said, this is my favorite deck. I love playing it. So far, I made this deck up to a competitive level, and hopefully I might play it in the next tournament at Game On. And yeah, so I can't wait for your comments, guys, to read about what can I do to improve this deck. And yeah, later, YouTube.